Okay, here we are, and we're going to go over chapter 3 test here, and this is the beginning of part 2. Beginning of part 2. The first part deals with some verbs that you've got to put in the appropriate form, and you have to obviously know the meanings of these in order to get them, to choose them correctly. So let's say, noi something a calcio ogni sabato mattina. Well, the best choice here is giochiamo. Well, it's giocare, and then you conjugate it giochiamo because it's in the noi form. Okay. Paolo something un caffè. Okay, prendere is your choice. Conjugate it properly. It's going to be prende because it's a he form. All right. Io something ogni mattina ai giardini. We're going to run, and so that's going to be corro. Okay. Giovanna, something la televisione. What do you do with the televisione? Well, you can either guardare or vedere. So these kind of two are kind of interchangeable. I'm going to go with guardare here. And so therefore I'm going to drop off the A-R-E and just keep or add the A. Giovanna guarda la televisione ogni sera. Io e I miei compagni something I compiti. What do you do with homework? Hopefully finish it, right? Finiamo because it is io plus my classmates, I and my classmates. That makes a we. Therefore, you need to think of this as noi, and so therefore your verb is finiamo. Tu e Paolo. Okay, you and Paolo. Anybody plus two is a voi form. We're going to use discutere, and so it would be discutete. Discutete, okay? Fabrizio, something una email. What do you do with an email? You probably write an email. So scrive is your choice. And then finally, Giovanna e Paolo, something un film. What can you do to a film? You can see a film. So vedono. Vedono, because vedere in the third person plural adds an O-N-O. So you only had to do 4 of those. And then you had to pick any one of those verbs, okay? So let's say we just picked, I don't know, guardare. Guardo, right? Guardi, guarda. Va bene? Guardo, guardi, guarda. Guardiamo, guardate, and that is in the voi form, all right? And then if I want to say they watch, I would say guardano. Okay? Another verb, let's say it was finire. If I picked finire, that's an IRE with an ISC. So I'm going to separate this just to show you. Finisco. Finisci. Finisce. No change in the other form here. Finiamo. Finite. And you do imply the ISC, so finiscono. Okay. Part 342, you were supposed to pick any 4. I was kind of gracious with the grading here. What you need to do is you need to say that the person prefers to and do whatever that verb is. So really this should be preferisci, or actually preferisce pulire. Here you're going to have preferisce ballare. Okay, this is preferiamo vedere un film. This would be preferite, because it's in the voi form, you and Andrea, same as what we saw up here. Cenare. And Rosanna and Maria, you want to say preferiscono, because that's the third person plural. And ascoltare. And then io preferisco rispondere. Okay, so that is the conclusion of the verb page. Moving to this part. Wow, we need some help here for sure. I will do up to 322, and then I'll break it up into a final video and go to the rest, okay? Because I like to keep these videos about 5 minuti più o meno. So what's the deal here? You've got to determine whether these clothing items are masculine or feminine, singular or plural. You also have to determine whether you have to be very careful about the beginning of the verb, or the word actually. Now you want to use un, which I mentioned to you, uno or una, I have to write that in, dei, dei, or delle. Let's go over these piece by piece. Giacca is a singular word. So it's a feminine singular word, una. Scarpe, you have to recognize that that's a plural. It's also a feminine plural. So the feminine plural would be this one, delle scarpe. Because what we're saying here is some shoes, or some sneakers actually. This is degli, some boots, because that's plural. Therefore, I had to pick one of the plural ones. I picked degli because that is the masculine plural that would correspond to a noun that begins with an S plus consonant. Degli, okay? And this would be uno zaino, because that's singular. Delle camicie, plural, okay? Some. This means some again, the partitive some, where you use D plus the definite article. D plus definite article will give you the partitive, which means some, remember? Okay, this is dei pantaloni, delle maglie, un vestito, delle magliette, feminine plural, and this is a singular, and it's a feminine singular, so we're going to say una there. Okay, that concludes chapter 3, part 2A.